Alright, I'm going to be playing in the Super Saturday with Azorius Control. So, I was going to play Living Death, but I'm a little too afraid of Nadu to do that, because, either the Bant or the Simic list, any Simic list, just have too many counter spells, and then Hex Parasite plus Nadu is just an auto win, that I feel like I'm just never going to beat it if I come across it. And Legends is a problem, but I'm going to try to make that better by removing the Serum Visions, so it's better in Tethalia. I've never actually tried this list. I'm trying it for the first time. I'm also trying Ringing Strike Mastery for the first time as a 1-mana sorcery removal, as well as a 1 of Chrome Host Seed Shark, just for a random 1 of value card. And then I'm playing 24 lands, only 24. Normally you'd play like 26 without cantrips, but I have 2 Timeless Dragons. So those are basically 2 more lands. And yeah, so it's probably still bad into Legends, so I really want to avoid that. And that is why I lost the last Super Saturday, because I lost to Legends, or Humans, or whatever it was. But I'll try to not do that this time, and just win. Or just not face them. They should be less popular than before, so that should be better. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty much the same list as before. Just playing some random one-ofs instead of the Serum Visions and stuff. I don't know why I'm playing an experimental list in a large tournament, but maybe it'll catch people off guard. So I'm playing against probably Sultai Yorion in round 1. That's what they've played in the past, and they have Yorion. Yeah, so it's Sultai Yorion. I'm not sure if Living Death would be better against this. I will repeal so they can't Nadu after I tap out. So this is a really good position for me. Because Shackles is just very good against them. And they can't Nadu me while I'm tapped down. Momentum Breaker, okay. So this is a very good position. I have the counterspell. I have card advantage. Time could be an issue in this matchup, so I'll try to play quickly. I replay the Hex Parasite, okay. So if they just play a Nadu, that could be annoying. Because if I were to just steal the Hex Parasite here, what am I even doing after that? I feel like I do have to counter the Nadu here, even though I would love to steal it. Like if I had a Shackles at some point, or a Wrath at some point, Shackles would be good. Or a second Shackles, I guess. So, Awaken the Honored Dead is a problem, which is why I wanted the Mana Leak for it. Because they might just be able to kill the Shackles here. And it almost looks like they have it. No, probably not. Oh, they do have it. So I lose Shackles. And I can't really play anything here, because they're just going to kill it if I play it. Okay, so they have to not have anything or I die. If they have Nadu, I lose. I won't concede to a Nadu though. And they can just get the third thing to get Nadu back. Or they could just reanimate it. So I think I die. I will make them play it out because time could be an issue. And it's not like they've definitely won. It might be somewhat difficult for them to convert it into a kill since they don't really have counter spells. It's just mana leak. In an 80 card deck, I could actually resolve a Wrath pretty easily. And their threats are just, I don't even know what their threats are, just creatures. They might have Agent of Treachery. Could be Grave Titan instead though. Needed these Ancestrals earlier. Yeah, it probably would have been better to be playing Living Death against this deck. Because they don't really have much interaction at all. It's just the mana leaks. So even if they get the Nadu plus Hex Parasite combo, they might not even win. And it's harder for them to do that in an 80 card deck. So I need a Wrath. But I probably won't find one. It's synergy. It doesn't matter here though. And yeah, them having so much black mana means they don't even need to play life to trigger the Nadu. I probably should have just used the black mana from... Oh wait, no. You have to play a land. I can't just enter. They didn't pay life? Really? Maybe they just have another one. So Yorion doesn't really do anything here. Well, I guess it makes me discard the Chrome Host, but that doesn't really matter. They probably had something for it anyway. And if I played it, they were just gonna kill it with that just the same. Wait, they're main decking Yorions? Because of the Animate Dead loop, I guess. Yorion is not actually that powerful in this deck, though. For just playing. I mean, maybe Wrath is actually something here. I could actually win this game by drawing Wrath, I think. Because they, for some reason, didn't draw 5 cards when they could have. So they put a Yorion in the yard for no reason. Well, I don't know why, but okay. I mean, they can't make me discard, and they can't make me... Oh, they're blinking the Yorion, so I discard at the end of my turn. They also should have played around Wrath. They could have blinked their board, so they couldn't get Wrathed. That was a misplay from them. They could have Forbid in the main deck. They usually don't, I think. They usually just play Leak. Okay, I needed something there and I didn't draw it. It was fairly likely for me to get a Wrath. I have 4, I haven't drawn one yet. I could have found Dig Through Time or something. I am just dead. Yeah, timing them out could be a challenge. I only took like 6.5 minutes. Because this game went quickly. So, Pithing Needle could be good. I feel like it's not. Maybe I want like Boonbringer. But they have the Edict. So I've played this matchup like once before and I won. I don't even know how though. That definitely does seem like a terrible matchup. Does Heliod's do anything? I mean, it kills Hex Parasite. It doesn't really do anything against the sagas. Well, it's really just the one saga that matters. It doesn't really matter against the ETB enchantments at all. So, I don't know, it could just be this. Maybe Whale is bad. I'll just go with this. Like, Ride's End is okay. I don't know. I really need to get some kind of engine or something, or just counter everything. But that's kind of difficult. So I need like a Search or a Jace or a Shackles that doesn't die. But how does Shackles ever survive? I don't think it ever does. It's possible that this is the only Sultai Yorion player in the entire tournament. Not entirely sure. So this hand is pretty good. It's actually really good. That is not good. But it does need to hit land drops. If it does, it's a very good hand. Ancestral is not great though. So I can counter Nadu. Or I can draw some lands. Yes. I can't really play the Seed Shark, I think. I could just play Awaken or something, that would be bad. Momentum Breaker. Do they play it? I'll definitely counter it. And it is kind of a telegraphed mana leak. Well, not really, because I have Clue Token. Do they play it? Looks like yes. Okay. I want to Seed Shark on turn 5 with a mana leak up. They could just play Yorion here. That wouldn't be terrible, since it blinks the Oath. Would I have to counter it? I feel like I do. I would love to use the leak, since mana leak can fall off. Or it's like already fallen off, potentially. But I really want to have a counter up with my shark. But I can't even counter the awaken is the thing. Unless my opponent misses the land. Or doesn't have an untapped one. Oh, it actually works. Wait, what is this? Another Yorion? I mean, I'll counter, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't be countering these. I don't know. They did have the land, so Mana Leak would not have worked against Awaken. Alright, I'll just hold up Power Sink. It's basically just a Mana Leak, though. It doesn't work against the Awaken. It does cost more, so it gives me a bigger incubator. And they have it too. They have a Nadu. Well, I can't counter that really. And I can't even beat Hex Parasite if they play the... Oh, I couldn't beat Hex Parasite at all. But they could have just let it get countered and played another one potentially. Which would require them to have multiple. So there's that. Do I just go farmland? No, I go prairie stream. I already have the ancestral. And maybe that means I'm already drawing a land. That does make it a token, right? It just doesn't do anything. Oh. That is unfortunate. Oh, I should have played the prairie stream. Do I just play a Wrath? Oh, and it's damn, so it's bad with Chrome Host. I should have played regular Wraths instead. But they don't have Hex Parasite, or they would have already played it. So I don't really want to play a Wrath here, but I don't want to play a Timeless either. So I guess I'm just passing. I mean, they can't really beat the Power Sink. Oh, yeah, I should have probably played Wrath. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about that. Commune. They hit Hex Parasite. Do I die? Maybe. Well, I get to make a large creature. But they probably have a Mana Leak or something. They don't. And they don't use the Okina. That is definitely a misplay. So I go make a Timeless. I could have gone Colonnade Attack with the 7/7. That may have been better. Because then I could attack with a 7/7 and a 4/4 next turn for lethal. And some 2/2s. Animate dead? On what? I mean, it's gotta be Nadu, right? Could be Yorion. Their mana is not the best. They have 1 black source, 2 blue sources. It's probably not that important, though. Okay, so they just loop the Oath of Nissa. But they don't get to block with the Yorion. Oh, they found a Yorion. Wait, did they? Why is there nothing in the revealed zone? Did they actually find nothing? Oh wait, no, it didn't go off yet. Okay, they found a forest. Oh, they kept it in play. Oh, they found Nadu instead of Yorion? Okay. So they can use Okina on that. And now I actually can't attack with the Timeless. Yeah, I should have just played Colonnade last turn. I mean, I'm going to attack anyway, but it's not going to do anything. Okay, land, that's good for me. So they are dead next turn, even if they block the 7/7. And the only way they make another creature is by having multiple. Well, I'm not going to counter a bad creature, so there's that. I am going to counter that. I think I have to. But it might lose me the game. I feel like it's not really an option, though. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to attack with everything and ask if my opponent has it. Negate is not going to do it. Wait, they could have done that in response to the absorb. Okay, so I win a game. Is it ever negate? Like, it counters their counters. It counters awaken. I mean, it counters animate dead. I don't know, maybe it is just Heliod's. Because it answers Hex Parasite and Animate Dead, which are pretty important. I'll set out Repeal on the draw. I guess I'll play Negate. Okay, this hand is good. It doesn't really have answers to the nuts. So if they have Hex Parasite, Nadu, I die. But it has a Shackles with some islands. It has card draw. So I can't really do much better than this. I have Hex Parasite. They would have played Nadu first if they had it. Unless they cared that much about holding up Mana Leak. Well, I guess Mana Leak is a great draw. Now if they play Nadu, they lose. Unless they're actually playing around Leak. They never have Spears. Okay, they let that resolve pretty quickly. I'm not going to play Shackles here. I'll play it on turn 5, probably. After just holding up Mana Leak for a while. I'd love to have a Wrath by then. That'd be nice. Okay. I do play Deduce. I already have a land drop, so no need to Timeless here. Okay, there's a Wrath. So I need to go Timeless. So I actually do die to Nadu plus Mana Leak. Okay. So I find Plains. I play the Shackles. Now, I do potentially lose to Nadu here. But it doesn't seem like they have it. They do have Leak. But if they had Nadu, they would have just played it. If they didn't, that was a huge misplay. Because they could have just resolved it and had Hex Parasite with it. And that just beats Wrath. So I have to find farmland. I'd love to be able to find Prairie Stream, but I already drew it. So I'll just pass, and whenever they tap down for something, I will Wrath, but I'm not going to Wrath these two, because, I mean, they could have a counterspell, and then just play Nadu. They obviously don't have Nadu, but it's also just not going to do very much right now. I would rather do more with it. I will play a Dig here. And I can leave both Timeless Dragons in the yard. So what do I do here? Is it just Search? I already have so much card advantage that I feel like it's not. It could just be Forbid plus Island. I like that. Could be Whale to punish my opponent for attacking. That would have been good too. Okay, I mean, I'll just pass. I'm just drowning them in card advantage. I have essentially 11 cards in hand. More because Dig can find more card advantage. And they just have 3. So I'll just play full price Dig. Pretty much. So what do I find here? It's Island, Boonbringer. Could have been a counter, could have been card advantage, but I already have a lot of both of those already. And I have Forbid, so I don't necessarily need more counters. I think I do finally play a Wrath. I think I win this. I don't think there's very much they can do here. There's an argument to not sack the clue there. Okay, so now I have a clock, so they have to do something. I don't even use a clue token here. Yeah, and they just concede. I mean, I just had all the card advantage. Well, they just didn't have anything to make me use it or get under it. So yeah, that was not the matchup I wanted to see, but I won, so that's good. I'm now 1-0. Alright, it is round 2. Again, I don't know what my opponent is on. Well, I knew last time, but... Okay, so it's Worldgorger Dragon. Most likely. I actually lost to them in the last Super Saturday. Same matchup. It's probably a good thing that I'm on Azorius and not Living Death. Because Living Death is pretty terrible in this matchup. I'm probably going to lose this game with Azorius, though. If I have Animate plus Pierce or Dress, I was dead there. And it's going to take me a while to have 2 counters up. I'm going to be stuck at 1 counter for a while. So all they need is Animate Dead plus Mana Leak or anything. So I could just be dead. They have to actually have the Animate Dead. They have a Wish Claw. Okay. They also need to actually have a card that wins with Worldgorger. Since I have Timeless in the yard, they can reanimate that now to end the combo. But they still need a Mana Sink. So, do I leak this? I feel like yes. I could be dead. I'm not. Well, they have Spears. Or they had it. They did not have the Animate Dead. Or they would have just won the game. I play Island here. I need to hold up mana. They could have multiple Pierces, they could have a Duress. So if they hold up Blackman, I should probably not play Leak, because they could have a Dark Ritual to play around the Leak. Oh, and they just draw it off the top? I died. There's actually no way for me to win from here. Because they can just tutor a whatever. Wow, they actually just top deck the Anime Dead. That's unfortunate. I would need double Mana Leak to win this. Because if I play Absorb, I mean, I guess I'll make them do it. But they just have it. Because they can just Wish Claw for whatever they want. Well, I guess not. Because they have to Wish Claw for a Spell Pierce. And then they don't actually have a mana sink, necessarily. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, because they still don't get to keep their Wish Claw when they do this. I don't know why they did this instead of finding Spears. I guess that's kind of the same. I feel like it would be a little better to find Spears, but okay. So they have infinite mana. So they have some cards like Whispers of the Muse, where they can just draw infinite cards for infinite mana. I will make them play it out if they have something like that. It takes a lot of time for that to win, potentially. And it is a big tournament, so I will make them play it out. I wouldn't in a normal tournament or a league. But I don't know that they even have it yet. Well, they have... Okay, that's exactly what they have, Whispers of the Muse. Alright, my opponent has killed me in 13 minutes of match time. They had to play Whispers of the Muse a lot to get to their Wishclaw Talisman, I guess. So, I don't have any form of graveyard hate, which is unfortunate. Rune Tailor doesn't work because they just play a repeal. So Nevermore is good. Every counterspell is good. Enchantment Destruction is good because it disrupts the Animate Dead. It also kills the Wishclaw Talisman. Wraths are bad. I don't think my opponent ever kills me with creatures, so I just set out basically every removal spell. Removal that hit Worldgorger would be good, but I don't really have any that does that. Horned Lockwhale could be good as well, I suppose. Just because it's a creature, and I don't really have anything good to be playing. Shackles doesn't do anything. It would actually do something against the Worldgorger itself, since if you steal the Gorger when it dies, it doesn't actually... Wait, no, it doesn't actually do anything, Shackles. Not that I can even get to 7 power, or 7 islands anyway. Needle is actually good here, just because it hits Wishclaw. So what else? Rune Tailor, I guess it can name Duress. And then it's just Whale, I guess. Okay, so if my opponent has to kill me with Worldgorger again, and they only have like a show land. I mean, it took them 13 minutes to win with 4 lands plus a show land, so I might not be able to win. Even if they don't lose a match, they might not be able, or even if they don't drop a game, they might not be able to win if they don't have enough lands in play. No way. Okay, it's just ripples. Duress? No. I was afraid he was gonna have a turn 1 kill. He would never have actually killed me quick enough, though. Oh, what is that? Nevermore does win if he taps out. But he doesn't even... Wait, what? Okay. So I will play around Spell Pierce. Though I am dead to Animate Dead Spell Pierce. Okay, Piranha Marsh is a fast kill, where time is not really an issue. Okay. Still not tapping out, I imagine. Oh. A second Ripples. I will not counter that. There's really no reason to. My opponent has already played one. The second is kind of redundant. Oh, but that could be a thing. I would rather just get the Nevermore down, though. So, that does not just end the game. My opponent has repeals and similar. So I'm not sure what else is a repeal. Cyclonic Rift? And you even play repeal against Azorius? Well, there's an Animate Dead. Wait. Takes Wish Claw, so that can get a repeal. There's the Piranha Marsh. Time probably not an issue there. I would love a Needle. That is also a card. I think I just play it. For x equals 3. I don't think... Well, I can die to Dark Ritual, Repeal, Animate Dead. So, definitely not safe. But I don't think there was anything I could do where I was pretty much guaranteed to win. There's always a risk. Okay, cantripping, that's a good sign for me. The main phase is interesting. Just to find a land, maybe? I would love to play Search. And I could, pretty safely. But I won't. I would rather just play Lego Sphinxes. Just passing. Okay. I won't play Search again. I can play around Spears by having double mana leak with 2 mana up. And I'll just play a Dig for... Or actually I'll play Deduce first. Because Dig gets got by Spell Pierce. I will not counter that. Does he use it right away? Probably not, right? You have to be afraid of Purify the Grave here, right? I guess Defense Grid is probably the target of choice, potentially. Do I just play Dig and beta Spell Pierce? Like, getting rid of a Spell Pierce is a pretty relevant play. Oh, there's a Deduce. This never gets pierced. I'm pretty sure. So I can name Duress? Do I do that? Maybe I do. Counterspell? I won't counter back. I don't really care about this. Wow. That's an interesting counter. I guess he was hoping I would counter back to tap down. I don't know. Or he just has several Duresses already. Something like that. Oh, I would love to have a creature in play. I won't counter this. So I go pay 3 mana for this. Needle is good. Negate is also good. Better than land for sure. Okay, so I just play the Needle. What does that name? What does Nevermore name? It could be Animate Dead again. Huh. I don't... Can I do anything here? Okay, so... Nevermore. I mean, I guess I should look at his list. Okay, it actually looks like it's just Cyclonic Rift, which makes me actually want to play this Nevermore. Like, I'm not sure if it's possible for me to lose now. Of course, this list could be different. Okay, wow, it actually does just work. So it's probably around the same list. And no main deck answers to a card like Nevermore. Which is fine, I guess. No one is playing actual Nevermore main. So actually no creatures in the deck other than Worldgorger, which means I don't need removal at all. So I feel like for threats, all I care about is having flash. I mean, what does that change? I mean, I don't really change anything. There's really nothing I can bring in here. So I don't have to actually be that afraid on turn 1. Like, if I just tap out on turn 2 for a Needle, am I really afraid of dying? To, like, 2... I mean, I guess it's 3 lands, so... If I draw an untapped land, I definitely Needle on 1. So I'm never dying on turn 2 unless he goes turn 1 Piranha Marsh. Because he just doesn't have enough time otherwise. I mean, if he already has Wishclaw in hand, all he needs is like 50 or so mana for Tutoring Stroke. With Wait, no. Wishclaw doesn't work though if I have Needle. Serum. Okay, I never tap down here. Because I always just want to use Timeless anyway. Even if I draw a land here. So I just cycle Timeless for the duel. Do I play Needle? I think yes. Oh, definitely now. This probably doesn't even get countered, yeah. So the second one is dead, I think. Okay, having this many counters is amazing. Repeal is basically just a 3 mana counter. Like, it is a little bit better than that, but not really. I don't think I'm allowed to play Nevermore here. I could just play the Needle on Wishclaw again and repeal the Pithing Needle as a cantrip. I actually kind of would have preferred that play. I could still do it, because I already have enough counters where I can just get rid of repeal. Okay, and it gets me a land drop. No, I can't really play Nevermore, though. I mean, I guess I kind of couldn't regardless. Maybe. I only have one counter up, but my opponent does not know that. mean, if I start with a 3 mana counter. But whatever, they need 2 cards to resolve. And then have something else. Well, they don't need anything else, just unmarked plus animate. So I'm giving away that I don't have a land. I don't really want to play Nevermore. I would rather wait for my opponent to tap out, or tap down. Not actually tap out. I'm not going to wait that long. There's the unmarked grave. Do I think I do want to counter this. So I will just absorb here. It's very unlikely for me to lose, because my opponent would need to have basically double Spell Pierce, Drit, Animate, or a land drop instead of Drit maybe. But I should just be able to play Nevermore now. So I name Animate dead. Concession? Okay. So I didn't even need to make him play it out for time. Okay, round 3. My OMW is terrible since my last opponent was 0-1 before they faced me. I got the pair down. So my opponent is probably on Legends, or like Red Deck Wins, or something like that. And this hand is very good against that. Shark is a good blocker, and then it just has removal, which is kind of exactly what you want. Okay, so it is Legends. So I guess I'm a little afraid of both Thalia and Flowering. And they have 2 mana. Okay, they don't play it though. They don't play either of those, or a Mary. I guess I play Ride's End now. Like, what are they playing later? Like, nothing can possibly affect the fact that I want to play Ride's End now. I guess it's good with Shark, and if I play a better creature, I might want to hit that, but not really. What? So they had Mary and just didn't play it until their second main? Okay. No way they have a Flowering too. That's not Flowering. That's double Chain on the Shark. If they play a 1-drop, I Wrath. Kinda looks like they don't have a 1-drop. This is awkward. I can't really Sphinxes. Why is Sphinx's Revelation in the deck? That is the real question. Okay, are we just gonna sit here? I mean, that is good for me. Sphinxes gets better while my opponent damages me, I guess. But they play a creature, and I can Wrath it right now. So, that's good. Thalia would have been a lot more scary earlier. Okay, so Dig is active. My opponent does nothing, I just bury them in card advantage. Oh, they have a haste, a dash, or even. So Wrath is useless against that. Okay, there's the answer. Do I even want to play Whale here, though? Probably. Okay, they just have nothing. Okay. So Whale does kind of just end it. I mean, it doesn't really do anything. It just stalls for a turn. Doesn't even fuel my Dig. I do need the chat log for this. Bottom, okay. Interesting. I feel like that was a pretty good card for them compared to what else they could have. What? That was just Force. Yeah, I feel like they should have kept that, but okay. So now I go dig. I could go Sphinxes as well. Dig gets cheaper versus Sphinxes getting more expensive but better. I kind of like being able to just draw a million cards at some point. It's not like I'm really in a hurry. If I was more pressured, I would play Sphinxes now. But I'm not. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have taken card advantage when I already have Sphinxes. But okay. I think I just go up. Because my opponent needs to play to the board, and I can just Wrath when they do. Okay, they just concede though. Okay, winning game 1 is huge for this matchup. Because now I don't have to win on the draw post board. So, I bring in the creatures. The Shackles is not the best on the draw. I'll probably keep in 2. I guess it depends what else I'm doing. Ancestral is worse on the draw. Search. D-Sphere is also bad. All of the counters are bad. I guess Power Sync 2 doesn't even counter Thalia, like it does on the play. Which is a big reason to play it. A 2-mana counter is really good against Thalia on the play. At least that's I'm assuming that's why Baptist played it, which is why I'm also playing it. Heliod's potentially decent. Hits Flowering, hits Force of Virtue, Gaining Life is relevant. It's probably the play here. On the draw I probably side one out, or on the play I mean. I don't know, I kind of want to side in a lot of cards. Like Counterspell, the Ancestrals. So I'm setting out like a Heliod's, a Dig Through Time. I don't know what else. Probably should be setting out Sphinx's Revelation on the draw. I don't know. So I go turn 1 tap land. Ringing Strike would be good here, but I really need to get my 2-mana plays. Also, I mean, turn 2 I could go Joust through plus Ringing Strike. It does kind of suck to get affected by Thalia because of this, but I have to do this. Yeah, and they have it. So I am just playing Loxodon, which is not great into Flowering, but they do need a land drop for that. Yeah, so a big reason I don't really love the idea of the Mastery is because it's bad against Thalia. And this is kind of the matchup where you would want it. The aggro decks, but they have Thalia, and this doesn't actually answer Thalia. It's also 2 mana, so... And if I have Flowering, it's 3. Oh, they have Pain lands. That could actually be an issue. They can steal my elephant. They do have a very painful setup here, where they always have to pay life to play cards. Also, Price of Progress. It's a good card in the matchup, but not with that mana base. So I am actually losing the elephant. That is a bit of an issue. What is this? Okay, I mean, I'm just tapping that. Though. I mean, yeah, this is the problem with Mastery. It doesn't actually work. I just can untap it right now. And I have to play Joust through if they do. Though they probably don't. There's a good chance they do actually. Do they actually just untap Kellen here? I actually have to joust through Thalia if they attack all. But they're doing something else? That looks like Adeline. Could be Force. Okay, so are they attacking with Thalia? Without playing Flowering? Yes. They might just have another one. There's a pretty good chance they do. They haven't really been playing much, so there's a good chance they just have duplicates. So, can I get a white source? Wait. My opponent gets to keep it because they choose. Oh, also, it's on their upkeep, so. The Battlefield Forge. Yeah. So, I can repeal the Thalia. But, I can repeal the Loxodon. I actually might do that. I could whale it as well. I'm not going to. If anything, I'd repeal that. This elephant is actually abysmal here. I played it too early, I guess. Mary? Okay, I will repeal the elephant. And I shouldn't lose it again. I mean, ideally I'll just find a white source right now. They can't really answer this. There's no way they can answer this. They sacked it to Flare of Fortitude. I mean, it's like a counter to Divination. But, that does mean they die to Wrath now. Wait, I have nothing. Well, not nothing. They obviously didn't have Flowering before, so it's fine. Planes to play around pop. Also, it does 10 damage to them right now. So I kind of don't want to play the whale, but they could have another flare. I didn't realize anyone was actually playing flare in this deck. I'm kind of surprising, because they don't really go that wide usually. So they aren't as weak to Wrath. That is a Force. But they're still holding up the, they're still holding up a flare. So I can't just do nothing, I think. I'll just make a Timeless. I mean, maybe I could have no, because they keep a creature and they can just untap the Kellen if they do that. Wait, hold on. Okay. So I just play the Day of Judgment because they cannot have a flare, and they have Thalia on top, which is, I mean, it's not terrible. It's a 3/2 first strike. But I will just put Whale in play. What is this? Flower? No, it's Force? Adeline? It's Force. Okay, so I just have the blocker for it. Or that. I would rather put a whale in play. Okay. So just don't draw Mary. Thank you. I don't really want to play that as a land, because I do fear the pop. So if they have flowering, I actually just lose my whale. They have it. No way. Wow. I should not have said that, I guess. Should not have said that. I considered playing Wrath. Well, I have Whale up for a haste. No, I don't. So I play Whale for 4 mana. And then I have Ride's End for a Mary or a Zergo. So they put that on top. There's a Kellen. Ooh. Wait, so this does work. This just works. No, it doesn't. Am I just playing Wrath? No. I'm playing Ride's End. I want to Heliod's the enchantments, but now that I played the Mystic Gate, I'm dead to double pop, so I'm just playing Ride's End here. Works through Thalia. I guess if they play a creature, I may be blocking and playing Wrath. Oh, and I knew about that, so is that what I'm doing? Yes? Yeah, I guess. I could have just played Ride's End and then played Heliod's on their enchantments, so I could block the Thalia. Okay, I do love how I'm drawing all basics and not non-basics. That's good. Even though they might actually not be playing pop. Because some people don't actually side it in. Even though it's probably correct, but I guess maybe this is a good example of why you don't necessarily want it. That would actually be kind of good here, even though it does 10 damage to them. Because as long as it's not killing them, it doesn't matter. Though I guess 2 of them would actually just draw the game. Or kill them. Okay, so I can go... I can't go Whale plus Heliod's. So I just play Whale here. Getting it down first is more important, and it's also more expensive. And I will just attack, so they are dead to a pop. So if they got me down to 4, they could still use it to draw the game. They have a chain. Am I healing with this? Maybe I'm just waiting. I think that's the play. Oh. So, if they play a haste, I just play Ride's End and just do nothing with the Heliod's. Okay. I will take the win. Okay, so it's round 4. If I win this, I'm maybe making top 8 if I lose out. I would expect to, since I won the first 4 and then lost the next 2, but I did get paired down in round 2. And I don't think my opponents have done that well overall, but I imagine I would still make top 8 if I went 4-0 and then 4-2. I think my opponent is on Living Death, so this is a good matchup. Okay, so it's obviously Living Death now, and I have the Forbid. They don't really have any way of playing a card on turn 2. They have Alter, okay. I would love to be able to counter that, but it's fine. They never just play Excruciator, right? I don't know, I don't really want to risk it. Because it is a very good matchup from here. The card advantage is really good with Forbid. Just raw card advantage from Ancestral. Are they just playing Excruciator? No. Archfiend, okay. Wait, that's actually a really good answer. But no untapped land or 2-mana counter still. So I will just use Ringing Strike on the Archfiend. They could just untap it, but they'd have to do it several times. And they would have to actually hit 5 land drops, because they're obviously not going to dread out the untap. And yeah, they can just mill with it, but they could do that against any removal spell. Okay, they have Lake. Did they just go for it? Surely not, right? Wrong order. Okay, that does look like Excruciator. And they just go for it. So, what do I discard? D-Sphere, Seed Shark? I'm probably suspending the next Ancestral next turn. I'm probably going Ringing Strike, suspend, play it on tap land to hold the Forbid. All I need to do is actually draw an untapped land in 4 draws. And I get it. So now there's really no way for them to untap their thing. They have to actually use a land or a Drit every time they want to do it. I could have just played Whale, but it costs 2 mana, so I would have had to wait. And I wouldn't get the Whale, since they could just sack it to counter it. So Living Death is not yet a must counter. D-Sphere would be nice to kill Alter, but I mean they might just draw more anyway. Ooh, Shackles is great. And I find a Repeal. So I can play Shackles, and I have enough islands to steal the Archfiend already. And I can repeal the Ringing Strike Mastery. I do wonder if they sack in response to Shackles. They probably should. I can never repeal the Mastery unless they actually do that, though. I'd have to AoE Shackle first, so I don't just lose my repeal for no reason. Because their thing is essentially already dead. Okay, this could just be an Excruciator. It is kind of awkward to have to discard some cards here. So I'm discarding Whale and I guess it's Wrath. Or could I just go Repeal? If I repeal Alter, So I could go repeal Alter, play a Wrath. Wait, I don't hate that. I kind of like that. Because I have Ancestral coming down. But like, what if they have several creatures? Why not? This might be throwing. Wait, they haven't played a land. They could have Drit, and I would be dead. Land Drit. Seems unlikely, though. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay. I definitely should not have done that. It's a lot safer to just play the Wrath, or play the counterspell, not the Wrath. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Now I can just play single target removal. Not that it really matters. Like, I can never use a second removal spell to answer a creature anyway. Maybe that means I should use Shackles. I just let them draw, shackle the Archfiend, and just forbid everything. I like that. I feel like that's the play. I mean, I'm just countering Alter, right? Maybe not, because they could already have an Alter. They could have already had one, because they weren't really playing the cards in their hand. Which makes me kind of think that they have the second one. But I do have multiple forbids anyway. I mean, I obviously just counter it regardless, right? Okay. I don't even need to counter this. I don't counter this. I just Wrath. Yeah, there's no reason to counter this. If they play like Land Duress, I forbid. I could have drawn an extra card by stealing the Doomsday. And I think even if I gave it back, it would trigger the draw. Its value. Okay, so I just counter whatever my opponent plays here, and then they die. So Ancestral happens. And they die on their next turn. Okay, winning game one is really important. Well, it's not that important, but it basically means it's very hard to lose. It's very important for my opponent to win game one, I should say. Because it's not that hard for me to win after losing game one, but it's very hard for them to win after losing game one. So Nevermore is amazing. Needle is great. Radiant Strike, I kind of like it. Maybe Shackles is just the only removal spell I care about. Do I want Whale? Maybe Whale is better than Shackles. But I feel like the creature is not very relevant. Heliod's? So it kills the artifact, but I already have a bunch of answers, and if they play Excruciator first, it does nothing. So I don't really need to bring any of these in. Maybe I want Dam. I guess I won't play Whale. And then I side out Chase. Chase is bad. Horizon, of course. What else? It could be like Power Sync. So I'm on the draw. Ancestral, I guess. I do like it even on the draw in this matchup. You do really need to have card advantage to have all of your counter spells. Also, where did this go? Okay. I can't keep this. Oh, this hand is very good. How good is Wrath here? Like, it answers a Living Death, and I can't necessarily answer Living Death with Absorb, but Deduce is a really good card here. I think it does have to be Wrath. I think I have 5 in the deck, so I might just draw into another one if I need it. Yeah, I have 5 in my deck right now. Oh. Yeah, I always play this. So, I have 4 2-mana draw cards, so there's really no time for me to be playing the farmland. Okay, that is a problem. Wrath would have been better against that. Okay, can I find Needle or Nevermore or something? No rituals yet. No altar yet. I'm playing Search here. So I can beat their combos without counterspells by just having Needle or Ruined Halo or something for the altar, and then having Wraths for Living Death. Or like Nevermore on Living Death, Needle on altar. Okay, these draws. Oh, that is unfortunate. Well, I could be dead. Did I tap wrong? I could have played a land first. That's how I could have done that better. Because I already had an island, right? Oh, I died because of that. Oh, I lost my Ruined Halo because of that. So yeah, I could have played it better probably. Though it's the only card in my deck that cares about playing a land first. Though I was never playing a tap land, so it probably was correct to play a land first. So I actually threw. I'm not dead though. They don't have a lake, I think. They could definitely have an Excruciator though. Oh, I should have cycled the farmland first, maybe? Maybe not. It doesn't really matter. I guess I do cycle farmland here. Well, I got a Wrath, which is something. Just not against Excruciator, and I don't have that much power yet for Living Death. I have 20 power, so not lethal, that's for sure. So come on, can I just have a Nevermore or something? At least a Needle. Well, Needle would arguably be better than Nevermore. Am I dead? No. That's a Living Death. Okay. So, I can never play that and then play a needle. Do I keep it anyway? I probably should have. Wait, I could have. Because I have the... What am I doing? I could have found needle. That was a terrible play. I do die to another living death, but they have to have Drit. What? No, I don't die to another living death. Okay. Yeah, if they just milled themselves for a bunch, or even if they milled me, they would have killed me by resolving another living death. But I guess they win. Yeah, I could have played Dig for... I mean, if they have living death, they punted, but I guess they already had that. And they just didn't have the mana for it until they top-decked Leak, I guess. Well, there's a needle in the bottom 6, so that wasn't doing anything. Do I just resubmit? No, probably not. So I want Ancestral. That's kind of it. So what do I get rid of? Could just be Sphinxes, I guess. Ancestral in the play, Sphinxes on the draw, sure. Okay, so I really just want hate cards. If I have those, I win. I just need to, like, draw a needle. It turns off, like, they have 2 combos, and it turns off 1.5 of them. Because all I need is Wrath, and I can beat everything they do after I needle them. Because all they do after that is put creatures in play. There are, like, some tricks. Like, they can play Doomsday and Living Death in the same turn, so if I Wrath, I deck out first. That does not work. Uh-oh. This could be my tournament. My tournament run. Yeah, I mean, if I keep this, I have to pretty much top deck a land. And if I do, I win. Well, it has to be white. I don't know, I'll mulligan. I might just be dead, though. Okay, that's something. Maybe it's timeless. I have a lot of... With the Deuce, I have ways to spend my 2 mana, so... Yeah, Serum Visions does definitely have the upside where there are a lot of ways to spend 2 mana. So if you have like 3 mana or 1 mana or something, you often just don't have a way to spend your mana. Duress? No. So yeah, that's kind of why you want Serum Visions. There are just so many ways to do things for 2 mana. I mean, just card draw alone. There's like Timeless Dragon, Irrigated Farmland, Deduce, which happens twice. Okay, so they're just cycling. No grid, no altar. These Deduces could definitely get there. Okay. Ancestral is good here, I think. I might not make it there, though. I can't necessarily counter a altar or a grid. I'll let it happen. I don't know, actually. I kind of expect them to take Leak, so I don't really want to play Deduce there. And I definitely don't want a mana leak. Because I want to actually spend my mana drawing cards. And they could have Drit. And I actually really don't want them to take both if they're doing that. Okay, can I draw a non-land, please? That is not the non-land I wanted. Okay, I need to not die here, which is... I mean, it's pretty hard for me to die here. They have to have Living Death, pretty much. And it doesn't actually kill me until they cycle another card, which they could definitely do with, like, Drit, 1 mana cycler. Do they just have Living Death? It kind of looks like it. It is not lethal in 1 turn, and they probably can't win with the other combo. So I have a turn to find a Wrath. I would love to find it right now. I don't have Ancestral coming down in time. It was one turn too late. Wow, am I actually just gonna die here? Yeah, I mean, I had to mold a 5. I just didn't draw anything. Like, I didn't find a counterspell until... I mean, I had Forbid when I had 2 mana. I just needed to find something earlier. I might just be dead here, actually. They only need 2 cyclers. I'm probably just dead. I wonder if they go for... I mean, they obviously do, right? They just don't have it. What does that mean? Grid? I mean, I have to just let that resolve, I think. I have to look for Wrath. I can't actually dig through time for a Wrath. Maybe that was a reason to counter. Yeah, I'm just dead now, I think. I have to draw with this exact draw. Or, there's nothing else. I don't have D-Sphere in the deck and it wouldn't work anyway. Yeah. I mean, I just didn't draw anything. I had to mold a 5, I didn't draw well. So yeah, I mean, I definitely should win the matchup. I just didn't draw anything this game. And last game I just didn't have any proactive cards. So I just didn't draw my sideboard cards. That's really the reason I lost. Okay, so it is round 5. This is not a great hand. So I'm facing Mono Black Braids, the new one, with Smokestack potentially. So should be a good matchup. If they have actual Smokestack, resolving that would probably just beat me. This hand is pretty terrible. D-Sphere is pretty good against them. Answers all of the problematic cards. And even works against Drit, if they Drit them out. Unlike a counterspell. So if they play Braids and attack, it doesn't work. They can't use the Braids right away. So I will just use Whale. I don't know why they play that. It doesn't really make creatures. It's the Flash deck for when we get Flash Hulk. Just being preemptive. Okay, I could remove that. Because that is card draw. But I think if they're putting several creatures in play, I would rather Wrath. And whatever, they can take an extra card. But let's see. Sarcomancy. Surely that's not their only creature here. The real reason I didn't D-Sphere is because I didn't want to lose to Smokestack. Though it's possible that I wouldn't lose to it. Because they wouldn't have any permanents in play if they played it, other than lands. Okay, there's a counterspell. Wait, they attacked? What? I mean, I'll just Wrath. So if they play some stacks card, I will D-Sphere and hold up Power Sink on 1, which does counter a Smokestack right now. Do I kill that? I think yes. I think it's really important to deny their card draw right now. Okay, they're just gonna have all IRs. And I'm going to answer all of them. Okay, I found some counters. So I should have Whale when they don't play a card. And otherwise I just counter their engines. Do I counter that? I don't need to, that's for sure. I guess maybe they're not playing Smokestack then. They're just playing the smaller braids because it's an Aristocrats deck. Which kind of means I don't actually need to hold up counters. I don't know, I definitely don't need to counter that, because they're not going to get creatures in play. But I don't know, it does chump block whale for a turn. I can't really stop all of their ways of making things. And what if they slip a token maker through? Like Bitter Blossom. Sarcomancy is not it, though. So they're obviously playing the smaller braids at the minimum. Otherwise they wouldn't be playing Sarcomancy. It's possible they're also playing the 4 mana braids and or the smokestack. Okay, Chrome Host. Chrome Host has seemed pretty bad in this deck. It does have some funny interactions with like Ride's End. And Dig Through Time, of course. But I don't know, it's just, I feel like it doesn't actually make very many things, and it's usually like 2 mana things. Like from Deduce, Mana Leak, Absorb, whatever. Okay. It's the answer to Thalia. Wait, they couldn't pay for it? Okay. They forgot about the ward? Okay. Not that it really mattered, because the thing couldn't block anyway. All they were doing was giving it -1/-1 and making a piece of fodder. Okay. So counter is probably not the most important. I really just want Mana Leak and similar. Maybe just Mana Leak. Negate, probably not that good. Heliod's is very good here. Shark could actually be good here. I'm not sure. I don't know if they really have answers to cards like Boonbringer, because if they don't, that card is really good. So what do I want? Needle does nothing, I think. Shackles is pretty good. Rads are okay, maybe I just play all of them. Rune Halo, probably not. It doesn't work against like Bastion. And even if it did, I wouldn't play it. This might just be good, as is. Maybe Whale is bad. What do I play? Absorb. Negate. I'll play Absorb. Maybe I should be playing like Power Sync, I don't know. Especially on the draw. I'm not sure though. Maybe Power Sync is more of a on the play card. I don't actually know. And matchups other than Thalia. So I have answers, but they're essentially 3 mana. I don't know, I do have Repeal plus Wrath, and I have 3 lands. So I guess I'll keep it on the basis of that. So I think I play Farmland first, because I'm always playing it as a land. I mean, I guess they're both always tap lands, pretty much. Unless I draw a bunch of lands in a row. And maybe I will do that, I don't know. Okay, turn 1 Iara, I mean, it does draw cards, but they probably don't have a way to make that many creatures. I guess like Bitter Blossom is the main way, which they don't have. Because trading that out isn't very good if they're just going to play like Sarcomancies. Because then it just turns into a cantrip. They take a Mana Leak even though I have 2 of them, okay. And I guess they're playing nothing here. So that was yeah, that era doesn't really do anything. So I think I just win. They mulled to like 5 or something. So they mulled to 5, dreaded out a pretty useless 3-drop. I guess they needed to top deck Bitter Blossom. It was kind of have a Bitter Blossom or lose. So I go Timeless for Plains. Then I have my next 2 land drops untapped. Not that it really matters, my cards are 2 mana anyway. I don't have a 3-drop, or a 3-mana play, I mean. I do have to take plains over farmland though, because prairie stream. So if I win this, I'm 4-1, and if I lose the next match, the timing of my losses would be really good for my breakers, but my opponents just haven't done very well, and I got paired down once. So I'm pretty sure I have to go 5-1 if I want to make top 8. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this game and match. So basically what I have to do is win the next match I play. So yeah, I will just bury them in card advantage. I could go repeal the Iara and then counter it. I feel like that's bad, because I don't even want to counter it. I will cycle the farmland for a land. Well, I'll cycle the farmland. For a card, not a land. So I don't really have a way to answer the board until I get to Timeless, which is fine, it's a 2-3. They do have some forms of burn, like Ayara herself, or the Bastion of Remembrance, so I can't go too low. I could heal with the Heliads. I really don't want to do that though. I'm not gonna exile both of my Timeless Dragons with Dig. Oh, maybe I will. Chromost is great here. I might actually just play Dig exiling both Timelesses if my opponent tries to kill the Chromost. Though I don't actually know what their way of killing it would be. Like maybe it's a momentum breaker or something, I don't know. I kind of doubt they play that, I don't know. Because they're more of an Aristocrats deck, not stacks. But they have to have some form of braids. Because why else would they have a card like Sarcomancy? It just doesn't seem like a deck that would be playing Smokestack though. Oh, there's the Bitter Blossom. If they play... I will counter that. I guess I'm playing Heliads on the Bitter Blossom. I could repeal it first. There's really no reason to do that though. They obviously don't have another enchantment, so they'd have to top deck a Bitter Blossom, I guess, to want to play both. So even if they have a card like Smokestack, I can just repeal it. And even if I don't, I have more fodder to sack than them, so it would hurt them more than me. So I go Deduce Dig through time, if they do nothing. Basically if I don't have to play repeal, or activate the incubator. Oh. Fear doesn't even work here, because it's an artifact. So they just got rid of their Iara for no reason. I guess I am playing Dig now, because the clock is really relevant here. Well, it's not really, it doesn't really matter, but the Timeless is irrelevant, is the main thing. They have the fort, no, this is a different game. They have the second, this game. And they have the braids, but it doesn't exactly do anything. Huge synergy. Boonbringer plus the Chrome Host's Dig Through Time token. Huge play. Definitely mattered this game. I mean, they aren't technically dead. Until I Shackles. Wait, is Shackles lethal? It is, right? Because I steal Braids, sacrifice the artifact to kill them. After attacking for 6. Wait, that's not enough. What? Well, it is going to be enough now. Because I can remove 2 creatures. It wasn't lethal, but it is now. Well, is it lethal now? It might still be not lethal because I can't take the Braids. Okay, it's lethal now for real this time. Wait, no, because I could repeal that already. Okay, it is lethal, okay. Because I got a 3/3 through. I was thinking it was a 2/2 for whatever reason. And I could have had more damage too. Alright, so I'm now 4-1. I think I need to win the next match, and then I make top 8, because it is 6 rounds. So I win the next match, I'm in top 8, I lose, I am not, I think. Okay, so I'm 4-1, which, since I won so early, you would expect me to be pretty much guaranteed for top 8. Especially since there are only 33 players in this tournament. But I have the worst OMW of the X and 1s, despite losing pretty late. So I'm probably not making it if I lose this match. Though it's still possible. More than half of the X2s make it. But I'm probably near the bottom. Okay, so I need to hold up a counter for Nadu. I wonder what colors it is. It's gotta be Simic. Step through. Does that mean Unctus is in the deck? It doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay, they get Hermit. I will counter that. If they... Okay, now I can't really counter that. But I guess I have to. Like, what do I do about this? I have to counter it now. So if I go tap land, I die. But they might not have a land drop. So maybe not. I guess it's not even that important for me to get a tap land down, but I also just don't really have anything going on if they just don't play Nadu, and they just have it for later. And they probably have Nadu. Why else would they grab the Hermit? Okay. I might just have another one, though. I guess I could have just played the tap land. No way. Wow. Nadu Commandeer. That's new. Oh, it is Unctus. So they can't do anything here. Those cards are pretty bad. I need a Mystic Gate. But maybe it wouldn't even matter. These cards are pretty bad for them. What can I even play here? Does it have to be Search? I think it does. I'm not dead. That's for sure. And they aren't currently doing anything with Nadu aside from Parasite, which drew some pretty bad cards. No counterspells, just a bunch of creatures that don't really do anything. So this is 7 of their cards, and they're all pretty bad. Though they might just have a Mana Leak already in hand, and I'm dead. Commandeer also kinda good once you've drawn about 1,000,000 cards. Or about 9, I guess. I might not be able to use it again though, since they have 2 Pain Lands. Ancestral is great here. I should be pretty much guaranteed to find a white source, so I need them to not have the answer. I don't find a white source yet, please. That's so many looks. Come on. Well, I have a Wrath for next turn, and they can't really do anything. Yeah, so they can't really do anything scary here. Well, they can step through right now. They don't do anything, huh? Why didn't they step through for something? Is Unctus a wizard? I think it is. No, probably not. None of the untappers are wizards, since no Photo Alchemist. I don't even know if that's a wizard. But it's just Fate Stitcher and Follower. For the Unctus. Fauna Shaman. That could be a problem if it survived. And it probably will. They probably have a counter. What is this? 3 mana. Benevolent Geist. They almost didn't tap Bops for that. If I was able to repeal Bop, they wouldn't have a counter up. But I'm assuming they're not losing to a Wrath here. Is there any reason to wail? Not really. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily need to Wrath to win. So maybe it would have been correct to wail. I mean, I'm beating Spears right now. Wait, I'm beating Mana Leak too. The only thing I'm losing to is Negate. So just don't have Negate, please. Or Disdainful, I guess. There's no way they're playing that in the main. So it's Negate or I win. I mean, I don't necessarily win if this resolves, but I am definitely winning. Despite the Nadu Hex Parasite. I remember them saying that Nadu plus Hex Parasite was basically just a combo and your opponent could never beat it. The specific opponent. And this is probably the best possible matchup to have Hex Parasite plus Nadu. And it didn't work, so yeah. They probably have some kind of counter. They were playing like they did, though I don't know if they would have played differently if they didn't have it. So I have a counter for an Unctus or whatever. I also have another Wrath. That's a really good pickup. I have a value engine that I might not be able to use. I will just play a Forbid as a cancel, if they play like an Unctus. They just concede, wow. Hex Parasite not so good now, is it? So Ringing Strike is pretty bad. It is actually kind of good against birds, but that's basically the only thing. And it is nice that it can actually play it on turn 1 against them. But yeah, it just isn't an answer to Nadu or Unctus. Their most important cards. Not that single target removal is the best against them anyway, unless it's like Shackles, since it mostly targets attacking creatures. And you don't want to repeal a Nadu. Well, it's not the worst necessarily. I'm not playing repeal though. Because I would on the play, I think. Because it hits Bop, it hits Fauna Shaman, but it's so much worse on the draw. Mostly just because you can't repeal Bop on turn 2. Before their turn 2. So, what's bad? Jace? Jace is okay. Maybe not. Is D-Sphere good? Probably not. Chrome Host? I feel like it's bad. It blocks pretty well though. Could be Boonbringer. No, it's never Boonbringer. Negate doesn't really hit anything. I mean, like, it's basically just, it hits counter spells. But if I have Malevolent, it doesn't. Heliod's hits the Unctus, I guess. Is it just Nevermore? For Nadu? It could be. They probably have some form of disenchant. But it might just be like Ether Channeler, which is pretty bad against Nevermore. Maybe it is just D-Sphere. It's just Needle, maybe. Like, I just play some Needles, for sure. Because, what else am I playing? I'm needling Hex Parasite. Or Fate Stitcher. Could also hit Kyora's Follower. But I'm not sure if they even play that many. If at all. So, D-Sphere. Or, like, Nevermore. Nevermore is a lot better on the play. I'll go D-Sphere. D-Sphere is also better on the play, but everything is worse on the draw. Also, where is this? Okay. 61 cards. The Tigrak special. So they're still on their 7. I do think that pretty much any version of Nadu is favored for Azorius, except Sultai, but that's not really a Nadu deck, which is why it beats Azorius. It's more like a Yorion value deck. Just like a greed pile. Rather than these lower to the ground Nadu lists. Okay, this hand is amazing, wow. This hand is so good. Has basically everything I need. While also just having good lands. The main complaint is that Farmland doesn't let me cast Needle on turn 1 while having a 2-drop on 2. And I don't really want to go Island. Though maybe I will. I'm probably just not going to Needle on 1. Because I don't even know if I want to name the Parasite yet. So they can play Nadu here. So maybe I should just Needle. And then, so I go like turn 1 Needle, turn 2 hold up Mana Leak for Unctus or whatever. I know that they do play 4 Parasites. And I assume they don't slide them out against Control, because that's like the best matchup for it. I kind of want to, but I don't know. Maybe I should. Probably should. Because, like, what if I have Nadu into Hex Parasite with a counter spell up? Or just double Parasite. I mean, they have to have both Nadu and Parasite for this to be a bad play, though. And they can't step through for it. They have to just have it already. Or at least have the Nadu already. They actually mulled pretty low, so Commandeer doesn't really work, and there's no way they kept Commandeer in their opener. They actually started with 5 cards in hand, so that is pretty bad for them, because having a bunch of cards is pretty relevant against Azorius. Though, it kind of depends. You can definitely get under Azorius as the Nadu player. But yeah, they don't even have a land drop, so they're not going to. So I think I'm just taking this match. There's really no way to for them to come back from this. Even if they start drawing lands now, I've just already established control, pretty much. So I can just counter what they do, even if they just draw several lands in a row. They could Spears this. Or Leak or whatever. I'm not sure that they would even want to, though. So that doesn't mean anything that they didn't. So I named Parasite, right? It's always Parasite here. Did I keep in cards like Joust Through? I kind of forget. I sided out Joust Through. I kept the Whales in. I kept Ride's End in. Whales is kind of bad, but it's kind of necessary, I think. You have to have some removal. Maybe I maybe should have sided it out, but I had a lot of bad cards for the matchup, so I don't know that I really wanted to. But yeah, it is just over now. There's no way they can come back from this. I could just play Shackles. It kind of seems like they have a counter, though. Like, what else could they have? It can't be all expensive plays. They're just gonna play Nadu. They're gonna play Unctus. I could have just played Shackles. Maybe I should have. I almost want to steal the Bop. But I don't really have a play here, so I definitely should be holding up the thing. Okay, and I'm in the top 8. Okay, so I'm in the top 8. I made it at 5-1. I'm facing Primal Prayers. So this hand is not the best. Removal is bad. Shackles is actually pretty good though, and it has land drops. D-Sphere is also not nothing. Counter spells are the best card to have here though. So I feel like this is a pretty even matchup. But I think in practice I've won every match I've played in this matchup. Maybe not. I've definitely won most, even though every match feels pretty close. Or every game. Something like that. So I think they're main decking Ancestral. So Shardless often hits that instead of the other things. I do go Timeless here, I think, though it's not great with the Shackles. Perhaps it doesn't matter because I really just want to I just want to shackle low power creatures like the Doorport Mage. Elephant? No. I would have played that on turn 1 if they had Elephant. So do I just find farmland? I think I do. Maybe I just do this. I would love to have a Shackles down, But maybe it doesn't matter. I might just go Colonnade Sphere if they play any creature, really. Not that one. So what do they hit? They hit Rampager. So they could win with Prayers. So I go Timeless here. I feel like it does have to be Plains, even though it's not great for Shackles. And I think I do play Shackles just because I don't really have anything else. Like, it does mean that they play Prayers if they have it, and they wouldn't have before, most likely. But I think I need to get it down. Maybe not. It might just be a misplay. Like, all I know is that they have Elephant, so they have to just have the other two cards without playing Prayers. Though, or not Prayers, without playing Step Through. Though they probably would have already played that, if that's all they needed. Maybe not, because they know that they're probably not going to be able to actually win on 4. So they valued Ancestral and Shardless over it. So they could definitely have a Step Through still in hand. So Shackles does disrupt the combo because if they have a Prayers and they play Doorport Mage and then the Rampager, I can steal the Doorport Mage, and then their combo breaks. Well, it's not the best, because they could have another Elephant or another Doorport Mage. It would cost an extra energy, though. And even if I do steal it, they still have Elephant and Prayers, so if I ever give it back, they just win. Okay, they play the Mage, just hard casting it while I have a Shackles. They're only drawing one card with this because they already gained an energy earlier with the Shardless, so last turn. So they would have had Lethal with Prayers, so that means they obviously don't have Prayers, or they would have already done it. Okay, a Wrath would be amazing here, but I don't have it. I really want to play... I guess I don't need to answer the Rampager at all if I'm answering the Doorport. Maybe I should have thought about this a little harder. I am just shackling the Doorport Mage, I guess. So still no counterspell. I would love a counterspell for the Ancestral. I could joust through the Doorport Mage after I attack with it. And they can't attack at all. If they attack with Shardless, I could block and then kill the Mage with a Joust Through, which I would probably do, but they're never going to do that. Okay, that's why they did it. So I really want a Wrath here. Wrath would just win the game. Another Elephant, wow. So they get to actually draw 2 cards here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I really need a Wrath. I guess D-Sphere is good. Island does nothing. I guess they could have an Ancestral. They might have it already. It's not too bad here. Just not that relevant to get cards that late. They never attack. I mean, I could repeal Elephant. That wouldn't really do anything, though. Maybe it wouldn't be a misplay. They're gonna have an Elephant regardless. No, because right now they actually don't have an Elephant. No. I could actually... No, because it draws them a card with Doorport Mage. I can't do that. So I go D-Sphere. A land would have been amazing. I will just de-sphere the mages. Wrath would have been better for sure. But this is okay. I get to still have mana leak, so if they draw a Prayers off Ancestral, I can counter it. Not that it would be lethal regardless. Wait, what? I should have known. Yeah. I should have known. I mean, it's not like I would have changed anything, right? Like, I really just wanted a Wrath. But yeah, I didn't really think about that. They leave at the same time, so they both see each other. Imagine if I had 3 in play and I did that. So if they ever bounce the D-Sphere, if I just play it again to take them, it draws them 2 more cards. I don't think I'm winning this game. They never play Prayers, do they? I mean, I kind of made it seem like I don't have a counterspell, because I didn't. So maybe they just run out the Prayers? Because I'm holding up Shackles, rather than... Like, I'm holding up a Shackle, so it's definitely not like I'm making it look like I have leak. So they might just play the Prayers. That's kind of suspicious, though. No, not really. Because I would want to Shackle a Mage, regardless. Especially if they had a Prayers. So I would do that regardless of if I had a mana leak or not. So they might actually go for it. But they do have to actually have it. Which I imagine they do. But I don't know. They didn't have it before, so it has to be in like the top... I mean, it's like the top 6 or so. Maybe even like 7 or 8? It's like top 7, I think. They've drawn like 7 cards. Since they would have been able to play Prayers last. Because 3 from Ancestral, 2 from D-Sphere. 1 from the card draw this turn. And then 1 from the Elephant that they played. Or did they draw 2 from an Elephant? No, because I had one of theirs, so it's 7. So it's very likely that they do have a Prayers. Maybe not very, but it's likely. And if they don't, what do they do here? They just play some random value creatures. Suspend Ancestral. They don't do anything with the combo if they don't have Prayers. They're just going for it? Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter that I countered this. There's a good chance they just have another one. It's not probably, but it's not that unlikely. Though there is a good chance that they can't win. Not really, because they have Step Through most likely. Even if they don't have a door port. They're just putting those in play, okay. Well, there's a Wrath. Would have been great a couple turns earlier. Would have probably just won me the game a couple turns earlier. But now I lose. I'll just have 6. It is possible for them to time out. I will make them play out the combo, which I normally never do. Because, well, I don't know, it maybe could time people out to make them play it out. I don't know. I've never really tried it. Because I don't really care enough in regular tournaments. And I always win the matchup regardless. So, if they're thinking this much, they probably don't have Prayers. Because there'd be no reason to think. It's pretty obvious they play Prayers if they have it. Especially if they have more Rampagers to just gain energy. But if they have Rampager, they probably have Lethal. because of step through. But it could just be lag or something. It might not actually be that they're thinking. Okay, they played Ether Channeler and hit D-Sphere? No. Okay. I don't know why they didn't. Like, they obviously don't have prayers, but I guess that means they don't have Rampager either, because if they did, they could just draw like 4 cards for 2 mana after that. Then if I D-Sphere again, they draw 2 more. Okay, so now I can actually hit 3 power creatures. That doesn't really change anything. Like whatever, I can hit the elephant. It's the energy card, okay. Them gaining energy is relevant. Did they play 4 Ancestral? It almost seems like they do, if they're doing that. They pay an energy. I guess I'll play Joust through on one of these. The Ether Channeler. No reason to steal it just to give it right back. It's also terrible to repeal. Mostly since they could replay it. And the energy is relevant. Just slightly. Yeah, I guess that was kind of likely. Because they could do that with a step through as well. That is a 1-of though, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, search is good. But it doesn't really do anything here. I guess I'm hoping to repeal something random. And that's how I get to 7 cards. I'm about to get double Ancestral, so I need to actually find something. I could ride Zen, it's terrible here though. It's already going to be tapped forever. I would much rather like try to pay 5 mana to kill something. Or just wait for them to attack with something else. Shardless. That doesn't really matter if they don't hit Ancestral. I guess Elephant is probably the best. Dwarfport Mage is pretty bad for them, I think. Because I just have the Shackles. Repealing it would be abysmal, I think. I really don't want them to have it in hand, but maybe I don't have a choice. I kind of need to flip the search. Maybe not. Maybe I don't even want to flip the search. They are fairly low on time. If they have to do the combo, that'll take a while. They've already taken 10 minutes, and they haven't even done the combo. That's not irrelevant. Blocking is somewhat relevant, but it doesn't do anything about the combo. I think I just put Timeless in play. Okay, so with Timeless, I can't use Azcanta. No, I can. I just need to do this. But it is kind of bad because they probably have something like Ether Channeler. So I don't know about this. But I think I'm just dead regardless, and I don't think it even matters that Primal Prayers is a thing. I can kill that with a Ride's End. But I think I'm just dead. Like, I have to pre-combat steal something random. They have the wizard in hand, because I repealed it. So, yeah, I'm probably just dead to combat. Well, I guess if it's mage that they're using to win. Is there even any reason to do this? I mean, I guess there's no reason. But if they have to use the Prayers combo to win, then that takes time. But if they're using the Prayers combo to win, they're not actually winning with Lab Man. They're just putting creatures in play. So, like, yeah, they can just put some creatures in play, hold up counter spells. Do they not have Prayers yet? There's no way they haven't found the second Prayers. I mean, I guess they just have all three in the bottom 30, which isn't that unlikely. Okay, that's just a 3-drop. So it's Ancestral. Ancestral does get them Prayers, potentially. They probably don't find it, though. They don't actually have that many cards left for Shardless. Wait, they hit nothing? Oh, they already have all 4 Ancestrals. They have both Doorports in hand, and a Rampager. Or 2? Probably not 2. I don't untap. Oh, Forbid is actually so good here. So all they can really do is Prayers, I guess. And they don't have any in hand right now, so they kind of need to draw it with this. And even if they do, I have Forbid, so they have to have their own Forbid, which is like a 1-of or something in the main. I definitely could have it. They've drawn a lot of cards. They can't attack here unless they bounce, and bouncing their own Shardless would actually be really good for them. Because it lets them actually get Horned Lockwhale through if I don't jump. And also actually, well no, giving them Shardless doesn't really matter, because they can't cascade into anything. So, it's probably better for them to hit Timeless? Maybe not. They hit Shackles. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best. So if I Ride's End, I can still as Kanta, and I still have Forbid up. So let's see. I can't interact with the Doorport Mage anymore. I actually could have had Forbid plus Ride's End. Though it probably doesn't matter, because they have multiple mages. Oh, they don't really have a way to gain energy, maybe? I don't know. Okay, can I counter that? Maybe I have to. I'm going to. They discarded Land Shardless. Okay, both pretty bad cards. So they might just have Prayers. They probably do. Or they just have nothing. No more counters, no Prayers. Wow, they still don't have a second Prayers. That's pretty unlucky. These are not great. It's just Shackles, I think. Do I respect Prayers now is the question. I never beat Prayers is the thing, so I don't think I do. Because if they have Prayers, they play Doorport Mage. They play Elephant, I steal the Mage. It doesn't do anything. Because they just play another Mage, and they have enough mana to gain energy with the Elephant to free cast more cards. Oh. Huh. Well, I guess I wasn't shackling on their before they attack, because they only had 2 creatures. I just cast Step Through, because it doesn't really find anything. What does it find? More Channelers? Something like that? They only use 1, and they have like 3 or 4 in the deck, so. Do I shackle here? I'm dead to Prayers regardless, so I think yes. But maybe I just shackle something else, and then I can keep it, because I'll play another Shackles for disruption. But I need 2 Shackles for it to be disruption. They still have another one, I think. Yeah, I think the main unlucky part for them, it's not that they couldn't kill me with the prayers, it's that they couldn't kill me quick enough. So they're going to time out in the next games because of this, because it took them too long to get prayers. So I actually can just play the other Shackles now. No, I'm still dead because they have, well, if they only have 1 elephant and 1 door port, but they have an ether channeler though, so I don't think it matters. And they can attack me, which is relevant. Sphinx's Revelation relevant. So they actually can untap Electrozoa, and they probably do. They might just die if they don't draw prayers here. Because I can actually Sphinxes into counterspells. Though it might be too expensive for that. I mean, surely they found a second prayers by now. They found it. No. Okay. What do they hit? They hit the tapped Shackles. They play a Rampager. I'll just take it back. They can never kill me, even if they can remove the frog. So it's fine. They do know about Sphinxes. Prayers? It's not prayers, so they hit the other Shackles. I mean, I could have found Wrath instead. That probably would have been wrong. Because I could have played Wrath here, and that would have kind of won. I mean, not necessarily. It kind of would, though. I don't know. How have they run out of cards? They drew 40 cards. Somehow way more than Azorius control. I guess I haven't really been drawing that many cards. Okay, so I kind of need Sphinxes for something. So how much damage is this? This is 10? Surely I find a Wrath. Uh-oh. I can stop 5 and die? I'm actually dead. I'm just dead. But I will make them do it. I mean, they have less than 10 minutes, and this is game 1. So they have like 9.5 minutes to win game 2. And if they lose, they just lose the match. There's really no way they win. They're finding the bird, but they already have lethal, so there's no point. I don't know if they even found it. Looks like they did. They do have multiple of those. I guess it's like a 3 of or something. Okay, so how do I survive? Never mind winning. So there's really no way to disrupt their win con with a permanent. Even if I could disrupt the Labman, it's a Labman. You can't really stop it with a Pithing Needle or whatever. So removal is not dead, but so repeal is bad. Cards like Jace and Sphinxes are too slow to be relevant, I think. Because I can't actually win on time. What about Whale and Joust Through? I feel like I don't need Whale, since I would rather just time them out. Joust Through is something. Maybe it's not good, though. Could be Boonbringer. Maybe it's Joust Through. No, I play Negate. How many, though? I mean, it hits Ancestral, so that's pretty relevant. Maybe D-Sphere is bad. And I just go 3 Negates. Could play Heliod's. Heliod's is probably bad. I would much rather play Negate. Like, the life gain is not that relevant, and this 1 mana less and actually always works against Prayers, and also hits Ancestral. And Forbid, I guess. Okay, this hand is really good, so it doesn't really deal with creatures, that's fine. I mean, it does actually. It deals with 3 drops. And those are the only creatures that can really attack. Because they're probably not going to go turn 1 Rampager, turn 2 Rampager, Rampager. Okay, that's very good. This looks like a very good start for me. They could concede if they have a bad hand. But they don't realize how good my hand is. So, no 1 mana play, no 2 mana play. I like just playing Search here, but I'm not sure. So, no Mage, no Elephant, no Ancestral. So if they go Shardless, I don't care that much about countering. Like, it's mostly Ancestral, which I would like to counter, but I don't have to. I guess it's kind of likely that they have it. Why else would they keep? So I guess I probably don't play Surge. I'm not really in a rush to get it down. Do I absorb before negate? I feel like yes, because I want to be able to play Search while having an answer to the prayers. Okay, I guess I don't counter that. I just use the clue. Did they make a 1/1? No, of course they draw. I will go Search here. Like, if they play Shardless, I can counter the most impactful thing, which is Ancestral. And I can counter Prayers, which is the main thing. I mean, I'm also representing Mana Leak, so they're not just going to play a Prayers, of course. So I can just cycle this farmland. Get a Wrath at some point. Doesn't need to be soon. They just play it? That definitely looks like a Prayers. Oh. Huh. Scrap Shooter. I guess that's Legends tech. Ooh, that is very good. It's kind of awkward here, though. Because now I can't counter any creature, and creatures are the main issue. So maybe I counter Doorport Mage, or Elephant. Could just be Elephant. Maybe it is Elephant. I feel like it's never Doorport Mage. It's always Elephant if I'm naming something like that. But I feel like it's gotta be... No, it's never Prayers, though, because I can just counter Prayers. So it's gotta be one of the creatures, but it's always Elephant, right? Because if you name Elephant, they can play Prayers and then just play 2 cards, but they can't really gain energy. So all they have is like 2 cards. And if you name Mage, they can play Elephant to play a lot of cards off it, but they can never draw a ton of cards with Mage. I think it's always just Elephant here. What is it called? Why can't I think of the name? I'm gonna go check. Okay, so it's Greenbelt Rampager. That doesn't really, I don't know, that feels weird. It feels like that's not the actual name of the card. For some reason, I don't remember that. I know it's something Rampager. I guess it's correct. I don't know, it just feels weird. So I need some kind of answer to the 4/4 at least. Or I am just gonna die to creatures. And if I play another creature, I can't counter it. So if they just play like, I mean, if I draw Wrath, they can't resolve Prayers ever. Okay, so they just have Doorport. That's not much of a clock. Come on. Should not be F6ing. I actually have to counter Electrozoa. I counter that too, even though it's worse. Do not F6. Okay. I know I can't play Dig. I really want them to play a card so I can actually just play a counter. Okay, so they're just bouncing Ether Channeler, I guess? Or it might just be Scrap Shooter with a gift. That does have to resolve. And when it enters. Interesting. It's kind of weird that it's when it enters, rather than when it... I guess that's the only way for it to work. It can't be on resolution. It could be on cast, but they want to specifically avoid getting blown out by a counterspell, I guess. That does kind of look like what they're doing, though. And Absorb is very good into it. It kind of hurts them, because they're removing their 4/4. They're hurting their clock just by doing that, because my only answer to creatures is counters. I didn't really have to counter, but they're not going to do anything else. They're just going to bounce the Nevermore, and then bounce something with the Doorport Mage. And I really want to get cards out of my hand to fuel the Dig. And just gain life as well, honestly. Prevent them from putting power in play, whatever. Only having Negate is unfortunate. They don't bounce the Scrap Shooter. I don't know what that means. They care about the clock more than they care about actually killing the Nevermore. They don't want me to draw a card. I mean, Nevermore is pretty powerful here, I'd say. Do I look for... No, I can never play Whale here. I don't know if I even have any in. I probably don't. So I have to just let that go. I really want to Shackles. But they do have Channelers, so maybe it's not the best. Okay. Do they just bounce the Nevermore? No, they just draw. And then they bounce something on my turn. Do they play anything here? No? Okay. Weird that they're not spending that much mana. I think I just hold up everything. Maybe not. Maybe I just hold up Negate. Because I can still play a Deduce. I just play Shackles here. Because if I play Wrath, they bounce something. I could have either Channeler, but I can still prevent something from attacking. Okay, I mean, they are drawing a lot of cards. But it might not matter. They can just kill whatever they want, but it doesn't really matter if they kill Nevermore, since... Oh, and maybe you should have still... No, because Mage would have been tapped, so probably wouldn't have been very good. So if they kill Nevermore, I just have negates for the prayers. But they are killing Shackles, I think. Yeah. Why does it have to be now? I guess I do this rather than hitting Mage. Because they always want to use Mage anyway, I think. No, I should have hit Mage, because if they bounce something and replay it, then I can actually wrath their whole board. So yeah, that was a misplay for sure. I should have hit the Mage. So, do they just hit Scrap Shooter? Probably. Because they care about hitting Nevermore. They could have Forbid. Plus Doorport ability. After I counter. They're not playing Forbid though. Okay. Scrap Shooter, of course. That thing is actually so strong against me, the Scrap Shooter. Like, it's potentially worse than a Reclamation Mage. But the power actually matters in addition to the ETB. So, can I counter Scrap Shooter? No. Please play some more cards. I actually lose if they don't play more cards. I need them to play some creatures on the board. And maybe I lose regardless. I don't counter a Rampager, or whatever it's called. Not Rampager, Scrap Shooter. I want the card and... Oh, I can't counter it anyway. But I also don't care because I can already play Negate on the Prayers. And they really can't resolve Prayers. I am dead to Whale. If it was to resolve and attack. Yes, thank you. Thank you for playing cards out. Some more too? Oh. It's just Power Stink, I think. This could get countered. Whatever. If they have Forbid, they miss out on a card they would have had. And trading down is fine. Because mana efficiency does matter, and they're not getting that now. I do actually just die to Whale. I can't do anything about it. So, that's not great. But what are the chances they just do nothing here? And what are the chances that they still have Whale? I wonder if they just play Prayers here. Can they afford Whale? They can? That could be a problem. Okay, they aren't doing it. They're playing Shardless. I have to counter Ancestral. What did they hit? They hit Ancestral. I could die now. Not that the actual Prayers combo would kill me. I could be dead here to a 3-power flyer. Electrozoa or the bird. Okay, now I can just Wrath, because they played a card. Nice. That's a lot of value if I didn't kill these. Okay, I have like nothing going on, but they only have one card in hand, so surely they don't win the top deck 4. Because like any creature would just kill me pretty quickly. And I need to just draw something immediately. They have nothing at sorcery speed. I might just be dead though. No, why am I drawing the Ancestrals? I think I drew it literally 2 turns in a row. Probably the worst non-land card in the deck. Just actually completely dead. They have nothing though right now. Prayers? No, it's Shardless. What is it? It's Ancestral. Why? Why is it the best card again? And that was their last Ancestral. Wow, I mean that's literally the best hit. This is just the fastest to kill me, because they can just play creatures now. And that also it's Doorport Mage. Yeah, I mean if they didn't hit that, I was maybe just top decking something and winning. But now I think I'm just dead. Because they probably have a flash creature here. Can I get a shackles? Why can I find literal nothing? I guess I play a land because I could find like sphinxes. No, I don't even have that, but I guess I could like dig into more card draw. Am I dead? I died. Yeah, I just drew absolutely nothing for like 4 turns in a row while they drew Shardless into Ancestral. I mean, I feel like it should be a good matchup, but yeah, sometimes that just happens. Alright, so I ended up getting top 8. 5-2 overall. I definitely did not lose to the matchups I expected to lose to. I think that both of the matches I lost were to matchups I would have expected to win. In fact, if I won, I feel like both of the matches after that in the top 8 would have been favored matchups. But I did actually beat some... I guess really the only match I won that I wasn't expecting to win was against Boros Legends. But of course I'm obviously not going to win every favored matchup. And Primal Prayers is definitely one where I feel like it's not actually favored. I've just been winning it a lot. But this list, I made some random changes. Sphinx's Revelation, I mean, they're mostly bad, but not playing Serum is fine. I think it definitely hurt me because I only faced Legends once, and their draw wasn't very good in either of the games, I think. So Serum definitely would have been better here, but I think if I faced a lot more Legends like I expected, or just like several Legends decks, then I would have preferred these changes. But yeah, the deck is good. I mean, I felt like I would have been favored into everything except the one Legends player I faced, so if you aren't facing aggro, it is very good, but sometimes you just lose anyway. So that's my run, but let's see the tournament overall. So, absolutely crazy performance by Eggsy. So they won with Necrotic Ooze, Orsov with Priest of Hellrights, and their backup plan is reanimating the Sire of Insanity. And they didn't drop a single game in the entire tournament. This is completely unprecedented. They went 8-0, 16-0 in games. And it's with a deck that you would expect to lose post-board games on the draw quite often, because they just feel like turn 1 Duress. Like in the finals, their opponent played turn 1 Duress on the play, and they had turn 1, and they mulled to 5, and they still had a turn 1 Buried Alive plus Animate Dead for the Sire of Insanity. But yeah, absolutely crazy run. And then in second was a mono black Aristocrats deck. Definitely not the deck. Definitely not something anyone expected to do very well. But I did see a match where against Living Death. Basically, Living Death didn't do enough because of the Aristocrats effect, just drained them out. And like Ophiomancer post Living Death was a great blocker with the death touches. I did beat this deck. Definitely not looking to face Azorius control with a deck like this. But they ended up second. Primal Prayers, this is what I lost to from Capotis. They're playing 4 main deck Ancestral. They have 3 Rampagers and 4 Mages, okay. Main deck Night Pack Ambusher, interesting. Otherwise, pretty typical, I'd say. 1 Forbid main deck. Only 2 step through, okay. I don't know, I don't think that's normal. The other top 4 was Living Death, which is my other loss in the Swiss. But I think this is my list. Yeah, it's my list. Which I guess is pretty much just the stock list. Whatever Datrobino was doing. Alanon CEW with Orzhov Control, which has seen very little play this season, but I feel like it is a good deck. They lost to Primal Prayers and Nadu. And then News in the top 8. I feel like that as far as combo decks go, News is or the News Reanimator deck is definitely a better one for this deck. But no Scarab Feasts. Just like Lost Legacy Duress. So yeah, the hate here is not great. And no Erebos' intervention. And we lost Kai's Guile, so none of that. Then we had a Nadu deck from Minion Development with Segovia. Or is it? It's a creature? Okay. It doesn't show up, but it's a battle. Triggers Nadu when you flip it. And then there's a different Simic Nadu deck that is a Unctus deck that Tigrak was playing in Season 35 a lot. We lost Dread Return this season, it's still good though. And then... Okay, and then me in top 8. And that was it. So there wasn't that much Legends, I guess. Oh, actually, there were 7 players. Yeah, 7 Boros Legends. Interesting. I only faced 1. I didn't really spectate anyone playing Legends. So it's kind of strange to me that there were so many. No mono white humans, I guess. And then 1 Azorius. Wow, only 1 Azorius Legends. And then 7 Boros. Interesting. Azorius is almost as popular as Boros, but okay, so 8 Legends overall. That's not that much, I guess. About a fourth of the field. Yeah, that's the tournament. Congrats to Eggsy for the absolutely insane run with no game losses. And yeah, that's the tournament.